Hello everyone, my name is Alok Mishra and I welcome you once again to my channel. Today I am going to start something very new, something that no other person who teaches or claims to teach you English literature on YouTube has ever touched. So this is the very basic, the very fundamental element of your English literature study. In this series, I'll be discussing whether a person should study English literature in academics or not, who are the ideal candidates who should study English literature, and how to study English literature, and also what is your future after you study English literature and acquire a bachelor's or a master's or even a PhD in English literature. So let's begin with the very fundamental thing, whether you should study English literature or not. When we talk about studying English literature, there is a general misconception among many students and many persons who are interested in studying English literature pursue their careers in English literature. They think that if they tend to like novels, poetry, or Shakespeare or T.S. Eliot in general, they are the ideal candidates to study English literature in their academics. This is not the case. This is a myth or this is a misconception. Suppose a person from a background that is ideally made of science, having a degree in science, having a degree in chemistry, or having a degree in biology, likes the novels by Charles Dickens. Does this qualification make him an ideal candidate to study English literature in graduation? No, this is not the case. If I, as someone who is not from a literary background, like Charles Dickens, I like Charles Dickens in general. I like him because his novels make me feel, make me think, or make me like or dislike something. I cannot answer the questions that are thrown on me, thrown towards me when I sit in the examination center and I have to answer whether Charles Dickens was a propagandist, whether Charles Dickens was a social reformer. So a person coming from a science background or a commerce background cannot answer these questions. To answer these questions, you have to study Charles Dickens as well as his novels. You have to study the nuances of his novels. You have to study the aesthetics. You have to study the analytical parts. You have to study the visionary part. You have to study the philosophical aspects of Dickens' novel. You don't simply have to like or dislike Dickens' novel to answer these questions. So there is a difference. There is in fact a huge difference, if I am being frank and candid, between liking a novel and studying a novel. So this part, take it as it is. If you like a novel, if you like novels, if you like reading poetry, this does not make you an ideal candidate to study English literature in your graduation or post-graduation. You have to go beyond liking literature. You have to go into the depths of studying literature with all its perspectives and aspects on your table. And then, going beyond liking and disliking and studying literature, we also should keep in mind that when you come to study literature in your academics, graduation or post-graduation, then you have to take care of all the elements that are essential. You don't have certainly to be aesthetic. You have to be aesthetic, you have to be analytical, you have to be scientific. You also have to be very, very crucial. You have to be balanced when you study a work of art. In general, someone who studies Chetan Bhagat will tend to like certain aspects of his novels that touch the things that in general he or she likes in his or her life. But as a student of literature, you also have to measure Chetan Bhagat with comprehensive tools of literature. You have to see whether Chetan Bhagat is an ideal person to study or not, whether Chetan Bhagat's novels impacts society or not. If it is the case, then what impacts are of his novels on the society. So as a student of literature, you have to go beyond the general aspects of reading or studying a novel. And if you are a creative person, you generally think that you are the ideal candidate to pursue your academics in literature. This is not the case. Creativity is something that can be run even on a single wheel. If you are imaginary in nature, you can create poems, you can weave stories, or we can write a very good piece of article. However, In studying literature, you have to go beyond imagination, or at least you have to compensate your imagination with your analytical skills. A person entirely rooted in imagination cannot answer the questions which are based on analytical study of literature. So you have to keep checks and balances. You have to be imaginary to an extent to understand the creative writing, but you have to go beyond your imagination, and you have also to be grounded on the ground of reality so that you can study a work of art in all its shades. So, to be an ideal candidate to pursue your academics in literature, whether it's graduation level or post graduation level, you have to be analytical, you have to be scientific, you have to be balancing, and also you should have certain degree of imagination. In short, with emotions, you have to apply your intellect if you want to pursue literature as a choice in academics. So I think this video will make you understand whether you are an ideal candidate to study English literature or not. In next videos in this series, we'll talk about future after studying English literature. We'll also talk about different ways, easy ways and versatile ways to study English literature in the best possible manner. And we'll also talk about how to write your answers in examinations, how to write your papers and many other things. So keep a watch on this series. I'll be coming with next videos in frequent intervals. So it may be good if you subscribe to the channel and keep watching the videos, keep studying literature. And I'll be back with more videos in this series very soon. Till then, many thanks for watching this video. All the best and take care.